Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to Planning with Jamie. Today is so exciting. So we are getting into our Erin Condren 7x9 vertical planner, and this is what I use for my fitness plan with me's. And so we are going to be setting up the first month in it, the month of July. But really quick, I want to show you guys all of the monthly kits for July. These are all live on my website, www.planningwithjamie.com, for you guys to go and check out. So we have kit 415, 416, which we are using the coordinating kit for this for our monthly. I thought the strawberries would be a fun little theme for a fitness one. 417, absolutely obsessed with these colorways. 418, good old watermelons. And then 419, this is a fun summery kit. Like, absolutely love this one. And so yeah, you could go and find all of these. I did do 5 kits because there's 5 weeks in the month of July. And a few of you guys had requested that again. I'm trying to keep up with it, and I'm trying to build in new routines with my business and all this kind of stuff to give me more design time. And so I'm working hard for you guys. I'm working really hard. But yeah, kit 415 through 419 are the July kits. Obviously, these can get used any week out of the year. But yeah, these were all the new releases. All right, so I did not change the new cover. This is a brand new planner. We generally do the Erin Condren 7x9 vertical, but it's not lined. And this new one had lines in it and a few habit trackers. And so I decided that I would end up upgrading it to keep current with content creating. Otherwise, I would have bought another one because really, I'm really happy with the layout and how it was functioning. We're just gonna write in my name here. It's not going to be fancy at all. It's just gonna be a Jamie, like nice and easy right there. And so it's official, we are moving in, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do these boxes quite yet. And so we're just gonna kind of bypass those. I definitely don't need these 2 pages in a fitness health journal. And so not sure what I'm gonna do there. And then I was going to decorate May and June, but honestly, like especially June, we were on vacation for a little over 2 weeks or around 2 weeks. And so I didn't take my planner with me. Generally I do, and I did not. And I have to say, I am really, really proud of myself though, because on vacation, I actually lost some weight. Like my goal was to just hold even, and I made like good choices, and we were active and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm really, really happy because you know, when you go on vacation, that is not normally the case by any means. All right, so kit 416 is what we are going to use. I printed it out with July header up here, and this is for the 7x9 size. There is also the kit for the A5 size. So either way, you can make this one happen. We have all 3 pages here, and I haven't really thought through everything in completeness as far as what all I want my monthly to look like for my fitness. Part of me wants to pre-plan my workouts, and part of me knows that doesn't always work. I have recently, so the saga continues with my treadmill. I remember telling you guys that we were moving the treadmill from the basement up to my office. So then just, I don't know, routine wise, it felt like it's more in my face and it would help me use it more, like jump on it a lot easier, versus if I have to go down in the basement, it's an extra decision. Like it's a lot easier to be like, no, because it's not in my face. That sounds really stupid and really babyish, but naturally, like I like to stay on the main level during like school day or during the main day, because even like when I'm filming, I'll go and I'll switch the laundry real quick, or, you know, do quick little tasks around the house. So moving it from the basement to my office helped. Like I was using it more consistent, not daily, but more consistent. Or if I had like a little 10-minute time block, I'm like, oh, just jump on the treadmill real quick. It's right here. The only thing I didn't like about it is my office is supposed to be like our formal dining room. So it's like right inside the front door and it's wide open to everybody. Like everybody could see it. I feel like my treadmill is like a big bulky one and it folds up, but it's still like you would walk in the door and it's like in your face. And I don't know, clutter stresses me. So I moved it into our living room and it's kind of behind one of our chairs. And so it hides a little portion of it. And then also the nice part of it is I could turn on YouTube in the morning and be watching YouTube while I'm walking. And that part has been really nice. I actually have liked that part and it encourages me to get on it more often. So that was a win. Yeah, so the saga continues. I had my husband help me move it. This time was way easier because it's on wheels and you just like roll it into there. And so I'm sure he was quite happy that that's as simple as it ended up being, because bringing it up from the basement was not that simple at all. Okay, so I'm trying to look at this and decide. I'm going to start, so I weigh myself almost every single day. Every now and then I miss, but I weigh myself every day, and it used to be Mondays were my official weigh-in. I'm gonna start averaging what my weight is over the previous 7 days. So I need to figure out what is the official day for that. Part of me wants it Friday, but I feel like we tried that. I think I'm gonna leave it for Monday for July. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Mondays, so that works out really well. So we are going to use these extra boxes and we are going to put those on each of the Monday. And that way we know that those are like official weigh-in days. Like it just makes it pop out more. So July will be interesting though. We have family coming in from out of state and staying with us. So naturally you go out to eat at their favorite spots a little bit. And you also like have little desserts that you don't always. It's 4th of July, so we host a big party for that. And so it's really easy to just keep nibbling on, you know, chips and dip or grab like an extra dessert or stuff like that. So I'll have to be mindful for that. And then it's 3 out of 4 of my kids' birthdays. So we have multiple birthday parties coming up too. So yeah, mindfulness is probably going to be the theme of July for me. All right, I also want to put what week of the year is in here. And generally that's always a Monday start, but I think I'm gonna put it all the way over here in the sidebar just because there's more space there. And so it makes sense. Well, maybe I'm not, because it's a Monday start is when I do my weeks. So we're gonna like literally put it here. Do I want those? Yeah, I'm gonna leave those open and utilize those. There we go. So these are my week 1 through 52 labels. If you wanna find those on my website at all. I love these. I go through so many sheets of these, to be honest with you. I didn't think I would, but once I start using them, it's really nice to know what week it is, especially when you're thinking of goals. And you can start thinking like, oh my gosh, we're halfway through the year already, or what quarter are we in? And July is starting a new quarter. And so that's the other thing too. I want to sit down and really think about how last quarter went. And I looked at, I have like, I want to say 100 things written down, or maybe a little over 100 things written down of things that I wanted to do in 2026. And so I just randomly open it up and I highlight off when I do those items. And so I just did that this last week, and I surprisingly highlight, like a lot of them are highlighted off. So as much as I feel like I'm not making any progress, I am. And that's like personal life, business life, kids, family, health, like that's kind of all included basically. Okay. I am loving this. Does that mean I'm not going to use these? There's a small chance I'm not going to use these. And I think these are like absolutely so cute. So we'll see. but I kind of want to utilize the days a little bit more because it's like data collection and analyzing what works or pre-planning. I am doing a good job with switching out foods and thinking of portions. And then my goal, since we've gotten back from vacation, is tracking food. And I've been doing really good with that. So I'm really proud of myself for all of that. Let's see. Like I said, we have a few special things. Let's go ahead and put the date dots down first. But we do have a few special days that I do want to put in, like those birthdays and stuff. All right, the 5th. These date dots are tedious, but they really add to it. So I think that it's worth it. Every time I've ordered kits from people, I always think that same thing. And then I'm always so happy when I put them down. So, Jamie here. Go ahead and like this video if you're enjoying it, and I hope that you guys are planning along with me. Okay, let me show you this because it is really, really cute here. And so this will be our official weekly weigh-in. And I do know in my reusable sticker book, I have a whole bunch of scales here. Ooh, I have 4 color ones. Maybe we'll use the color ones because those are really cute. And then we're gonna put weigh-in next to it. And so we're weighing in every day, but these will be like the average of the 7 days. And I just have to think if it includes it or not. I think I'm gonna do like the Monday through Sunday. I don't know. This is newer to me. I mean, I just usually, like I said, made it the official day. Like Monday, whatever that weight was what that weight was. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then I think for this one up here, let's go ahead and we are going to, I should have kept it open, huh? We are going to, let's see if we have a box. It doesn't look like it. But let's grab, we're gonna grab a non-color scale one. And put up there just to show like the difference in a month, basically. There we go. And then let's put a weigh-in. I'm actually really excited about Erin Condren with the Daily Duo having the dashboard planner in it, because usually I have 3 to 4 planners going, and this has deleted a planner for me. And I'm just thinking of the fact that I could give more energy here where I really want to. And I think that's really, really good. So it's a really positive thing. All right, so then I've also decided I am going to use, let me get this last one out, mild liners here. Whoops. Mild liners here to do just some highlighting and make this kind of a messy page. And so this will be for my exercise, my movement, and my steps. And then, or stand is what it ends up being, but I kind of think the stand part is a little silly. So maybe blue will end up switching over to steps. And then I think I'm gonna make this into my weigh-in. Oh, and I wanted to put the kids' birthdays. Do I really? Let's just make that a little smaller. So my only holdback with this is just the pure fact that I want to be able to collect data in here. And I already have my personal calendar with a lot of information. But the reason why I want to put their birthdays and such in there is just the pure fact that it does step in the way of what all I can get done. So let's do is the 9th and the 10th is when their birthdays are. And then, okay, so every day we are going to weigh in. And then the official weigh-in, let's make a different color. trying to think of spacing. Oh, I don't want this yellow. I want this golden yellow. There we go. Just making sure that it looks okay. So this will be the weekly average. All right, weekly average is the yellow. So let's put for a key down here, because this is kind of a newer layout, and so we've just got to make sure, where did I put my pin? I don't think I had a pin out yet. So weekly average for the weight, and then every single day we want to weigh in. So let's go ahead, and that's gonna be, let's put that at the bottom so that it's consistent across the board. Here we go. And then flip over and do the same. Okay, and then the next thing I want to do, I do need to put my work schedule in here, just because pure fact, that really dictates like what all I can get done also. And I think I'm going to do it really simple. Yes, and I'm just gonna write like a little, like work. I was gonna go and get a sticker for it and all this kind of stuff, but we don't need to do that overkill right now. We just need to have it down so they all make sense. And we will put like a W in the lower right corner. So W equals work. And that way I know exactly what that ends up meaning. And so the 29th I work, and then the 2nd, the 7th, the 8th, and then the 13th, the 17th, 21st, 23rd, the 28th, and the 31st. Okay, so that just tells me I have to plan a little bit differently. It's not undoable, it just changes the routine a little bit. Sometimes it helps because on my lunch break, instead of eating lunch, I'll go for a walk. So sometimes it's like built in, and other times it absolutely is not. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I kind of want to recreate my steps. So blue is usually stand, that's going to be steps. The green is exercise, and the red is movement. So we're going to start with blue being steps. Okay. And we are going to make a mark on every single one, just like we just did for the gray. Okay, then the next one we are going to do is exercise is going to be this green. And again, we are going to make the mark just above the blue. Okay, and then we have our move, which I kind of question how much I really care about this one too. It's more the exercise and the steps, but sometimes once you start tracking stuff, it kind of surprises you how it can challenge you to beat that number the next month. So we're gonna put it in here. Okay, I love having this little key down here. And then I guess the other thing that I'm kind of questioning, if we move all this in here, and I feel like most of the days, except for Mondays, I have space for this, is to put like a little walking shoe to remind myself, like, get on the treadmill. But I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of information already here, so we might leave that. Okay, so over here, I want to put down like what some goals are. And I think I'm just gonna use this yellow Ahuhu dual tip dot pen. And we're gonna start with calories, like where my goals are to stay in. And I'm actually surprising myself right now that I'm averaging like 1,800 to 1,850 over the span of a week, because I feel like when I'm eating, it feels higher than that. So I'm happy with where that is. And I think let's put 1,700 to 1,800. Because also with that being there, it is like with me already implementing some of the changes and stuff. That wasn't my baseline, that's for sure. I actually wish that for like a whole entire month, I would just eat how I normally would have eaten and track it to see what my daily intake average was. But I don't want to go back there. So, okay. And then the next thing is protein. And my goal is 130 grams or more per day. Now, if I just hit like 100 to 110, I'm still happy with that, because when I did my weight loss goal like a few years ago, like quite a few years back, I was struggling just to get to like 40 or 50. And so the fact that like 90 to 120 just doesn't even feel that hard now is just amazing to me. Okay, and then the next thing is carbs, and it's 178. And I get these numbers by putting them into ChatGPT, and we have this whole conversation about what my goals are, what my activity level is, like what I wish to do and not wish to do. And I kind of love ChatGPT for this. It's very helpful because also I call him Chat, and it's a boy. And we have conversations, and he like educates me on why he answers stuff in a certain way. And I really, really like that. Now the next one is fat, and that's only 41. I struggle with this, but I feel like I'm getting better with it. But when I watch quite a few people's like weight loss stuff, or like look at stuff about macros, I feel like theirs is like 90 something. And so I feel like this is a really, really low number, but I'm gonna keep it at that just to remind myself like it needs to get down as far as it can. So I really love that going on right there. And I think let's go ahead and we are gonna write goals on this box and put it up top there so that I know like that is what all is being listed down. Okay. And some other goals is tracking my food daily. That is like make or break more than the activity is. So if you have too much body pain, you don't have the time, like imbalance, like basically issues or stuff standing in your way to work out, that's perfectly fine, because all of this is going to happen in the kitchen. It's not going to be from taking an extra walk per day. That will help and that will like get you healthier, but it all is from the kitchen. So do not sit here and feel defeated before you ever start because you have a horrible knee or back, or like I just can't walk longer than 10 minutes or whatever. I can't lift weights. That is perfectly fine. Literally, when I lost the 40 pounds before, I never started working out until like probably a good year into it. And then I did not lift weights until like a year and a half. And man, my body changed like when I started doing that stuff. But it all stemmed from the weight loss that happened in the kitchen. So track food daily. Okay, and then another focus that is so important for your health is water, water, water. And my goal is like 60 ounces per day, and that sounds really low, but I'm really bad about getting my water. I either like knock it out of the park and do 80 to 100 ounces, or I'm just like, oh my gosh, did I even get 20 ounces in? So this is just a daily reminder to like push yourself to get the water. And I find if I have like a cup or a jug filled and next to me, I will get there just fine. But if I don't have it next to me to remind me, I kind of struggle with all of it. So, okay, the next idea is how many steps per day do I want to try to hit? And I should have looked at this before I started filming, like what my average has been. But I feel like I've kind of gone backwards on this. So I think I am going to start with 6,000 per day. So 6K steps per day. And that seems low also, but you got to build yourself up. Okay. So, I know I used to only average like 3,000 or 4,000 steps, and I just keep on building it up. And it's funny because now, like, to reach higher steps, I don't even feel like I'm putting forth the effort. And so when I see that I'm doing that, then I push myself to the next thousands. So hopefully, luckily, with the treadmill being out, this is going to be a lot easier too. Okay, and I think the last thing I kind of want to put over here that I can think of right away is prioritizing sleep. I get into prioritize sleep. I can't write and talk at the same time. I get into like a little funk where all of a sudden my sleep will be horrible, and then that translate into the kitchen because then I eat horribly, or I drink more caffeine than water to try to like get myself some energy and stuff. So this comes down to going to bed early enough. Like I'm fine with waking up early, but I need to make sure that my eyes get shut earlier. So okay, I love this layout. I think this is a really, really good thing. There's going to be like another section that we're kind of going to discuss like what my progress should look like and what my ideas are and all this kind of stuff. And I think I'm going to get like most of that kind of written down up here possibly, and that way I could share it with you. So possibly, let me do this real quick and then I'll just go ahead and share it in this video. Okay, so I basically reviewed like some of the past chats that I've had with ChatGPT, and I took away like certain notes I knew would really like speak to me, and this will apply for the month of July, and then we'll kind of reevaluate it, or possibly like in a couple of weeks if we need to reevaluate it. So up here, one of the ChatGPT things that they said was, my goal is doable, but only if I simplify everything and stop relying on motivation. This is something as far as like life that I have learned. Like if you wait for motivation, nothing is going to happen. You just got to get up and do it. It has to become a routine. It has to be part of your daily schedule so that you like don't even have to think about it. It's just something that you do every single day, period. Non-negotiable. Okay, so number one, calories matter more than workouts. That's something I was just discussing with you guys ahead of time. So you don't need clean eating, but you do need controlled portions. That was specific to me because I don't like lettuce and tomatoes, and I don't like most vegetables. It's a texture thing, it's a taste thing. I just don't like it. I have retried it in so many different ways. I've tried hiding the veggies in foods, like with the texture part of it. I don't know, my tongue finds it every single time. And so I need this to be something that can be long-term for me too, right? This is a lifestyle change. This is not a crash diet to lose some weight and then yo-yo and gain it right back. And so, yeah, that was like one of the quotes that chat said that really like stuck with me. You don't need clean eating, you need controlled portions. So watch what you eat is just as important. Okay, and then I put 1,600 to 1,800 calories per day. I know on the other page we put 17 to 18, but if I could get down here, at which I can, I mean, there's no reason why I can't. So if I can get down here, then even better, and then focus on high protein every single day. Like I said, that has gotten a lot easier for me considering like I understand more like what the proteins are and what I need to like to be finding and all this kind of stuff. And so, It just comes down to making sure they're in the household. And that way I don't have to like go searching for it, because if there's something else that's more convenient that's not protein sitting here in this house, I'm probably gonna eat that as opposed to going and buying something. Okay, so number 2, non-negotiable rule is 10 minutes counts always. So I'm really bad about this. I feel like if I don't have a good at least half hour to an hour to dedicate to a workout, then it's not even worth doing it at all. And that is not true at all. So it says if you wait for a 30 to 45 minute block, you'll skip it. So much truth to this. So even if I get on that treadmill for 10 minutes or I go outside and I walk around the block twice, guess what? It's better than not doing anything at all. So you are not struggling with ability, you are struggling with decision fatigue, which is really, really true. So one of the quote is, I start my workout before I think about it. So leave the treadmill ready. I've been leaving my tennis shoes with a pair of socks sitting there and ready to go. Sometimes it's as simple as like, oh my gosh, I don't have deodorant. And as much as I don't really sweat, I just always feel like I need deodorant before I start a workout. I don't know. It's a weird quirk. Guess what? How many times I haven't gotten on that treadmill because I don't have deodorant. But yeah, I don't want to go wake up my husband by going like upstairs into our bedroom, into our bathroom to get deodorant. So I bought extra deodorant that stays literally on the treadmill, and the kids know not to take it into a bathroom or anything, leave it there for mom's workouts. And so, yeah, it just makes it automatic. I don't have to think about it. The shoes are there, the socks are there, the deodorant's there. There's no reason not to. And then it says, pick a consistent time. I want this consistent time to wake up early in the morning and do it before my kids even get up. But the hard part is that is also my prime time mentally to work on planning with Jamie. So I feel like between these two different options, I really want to do my sit down work when like my head is really, really good, because I could very easily get on the treadmill at night when my head isn't as good as for working. So I just got to figure out when a consistent time is. And having it in the living room, like, I don't know, my family might not appreciate that it's a little loud if we're sitting there and we're watching some TV at night and I have it on, but I also feel like they're really supportive, and so they'll just accommodate it and turn the TV up. Okay, number 3. Also, with that being said, a lot of times you watch an episode or two of different things, and that's easily a good 30 to 45 minutes minimum. If you have like no ads or anything on it. And so I could very easily get on the treadmill for like 45 minutes and not even realize it. Okay, number 3. That being said too, let me go back here. I don't want to only be in treadmill. I really enjoy lifting weights. Like, I enjoy it, and I enjoy doing workout videos on YouTube and all this kind of stuff. So I've even looked at purchasing the body. I've even looked into purchasing the body workouts individually, because there was a couple of them that I really, really loved when I was doing it. But right now I'm holding off on that, but that's not out of the future ideas I can do too, because there was one that, like I said, I felt like it challenged me and I was like really far into my journey. Okay, number 3, what my progress should look like. So week 1 to 2 should be a quick drop. If you do, it'll be water inconsistency that causes that. So your body is basically like, oh my gosh, what happened? I'm going to reward you. And then after that, it should be an average of about 1.5 to 2 pounds per week if I do everything that chat is telling me to do. If nothing changes after 2 weeks, tighten calories slightly, not your workouts. Like I said, you're going to lose weight in the kitchen, not on your workouts. Okay, number 4, non-negotiable, why it will work. So these are things I need to do to make sure that this is going to work. So weigh everything. This is so much truth. Guys, when it says a half cup of cottage cheese is this many calories, and then you actually weigh it, there's a big difference, okay? Like, it's pretty amazing, the difference. And so always go by weight. Also, I feel like when I'm putting stuff onto that scale and I'm weighing it, I'm much more aware of the portion And like if I just go and scoop out a thing of cottage cheese and put it onto a plate, I'm like, oh yeah, sure, that looks like a half a cup. That's fine. But if I actually weigh it, I am thinking about every single calorie that's going into that as I'm watching that number raise. And so it's just having awareness and education about it. And that was so, so helpful. And once you get going on weighing your food, it becomes so easy, you guys. You just have to get into doing it. And my kids know, like, I have a scale sitting there, so it's actually here on my desk for a second. But this, I just ended up buying, I forget if this was at Walmart or if it's at Amazon. It kind of needs washed off. But I weigh stuff in grams generally, sometimes ounces, but I like grams a lot because it breaks it down a lot. And so I just put it on here and I zero it out and then put how many grams it's supposed to be. And my kids know this is sitting on the kitchen counter and just like leave it. The mama's going to be using it. Okay, so that being said too, one thing that I haven't addressed on this whole entire page is tracking your food. How do I track my food really well? You can just do it on paper. But what I find, and I have tried so many apps, the one that works best for me is MyFitnessPal, because I can scan the barcode of like the cottage cheese and then I literally put how many grams. So even when it says serving size is 1 cup, instead of putting that, I switched the serving like measurement down to gram, and then I put how many grams I end up eating, and it is so super accurate by then. MyFitnessPal saves your history. So it saves what your typical foods are and all this kind of stuff. So then next time, if you don't have the barcode there to be able to scan it, it becomes very easy to pull it back up, because part of this journey too is you kind of eat the same foods pretty consistently so that you're not recreating, which is actually number 2 here. Repeat meals, don't reinvent daily. So it's that idea, like, don't have a decision to make every single meal and snack every single day. Just automatically put it like, on these days for breakfast, I'm doing A, B, and C, and then the opposite days for breakfast, I'm doing E, F, G. So quit reinventing stuff, weigh absolutely everything. I love MyFitnessPal. I really do love it. It works really, really well for me. And they actually has had an upgrade recently, and I'm liking the features. It shows you like your average calorie count for the last week and your average protein and carb and steps, and like it averages stuff out for you already instead of just giving you like a daily thing. Okay, number 3, protein every meal. It keeps you full longer. It's that simple. Okay, and then number 4, no extras such as bites, handfuls, etc. The one thing I learned with my last weight loss journey / health journey was I'm really bad at, oh, this kid has 2 bites left, so instead of it going to waste, I'm going to eat that. Or this kid is eating a few goldfish, so I might as well grab a few too and snack on them, even though would have I needed to get up and go get a snack on my own? Absolutely not. Like, I wasn't even thinking about a snack, but meaning my child put it in front of me, then suddenly I'm eating 10 goldfish that I had 0 intentions of eating at all. And so, yeah, no extras. Just like you're eating 3 meals and 2 snacks, and you try to leave it at that. Okay, number 5, prep workday food the night before. This is huge, okay? When I don't do it the night before, sometimes I will do it early in the morning, but it's definitely not as good decision making when I do it in the morning and I'm trying to be quiet so that I'm not waking my kids and all this kind of stuff. It's just way easier when I put supper away the night before. I pre-pack my meal for the next day already, and I put it into MyFitnessPal as I'm doing it. And guess what then? The next day while I'm at work, I already know where my calories are sitting. I already know where my protein's sitting and all this kind of stuff. So it's really, really good. Okay, daily checklist. Stay within the calories, eat protein, move 10 minutes. Think of different little ways that you can change stuff to make them lower calorie. So instead of sour cream, do light sour cream. So for my morning mocha, when I started everything, I was probably averaging a good 400 calories at least for my morning mocha. So then I ended up switching the brand and I got it down to like 370, I think, from like 420 calories. And I just had like a cup of mocha in the morning. It's not even this huge ordeal by any means. And so I got it down to 370. And then I thought, I can do better. There are zero options, but I can't do artificial sweeteners. So I can't do diet stuff or zero stuff because it gives me migraines. I have challenged this recently because it's a huge calorie difference. I have challenged it. I started getting daily migraines again. It's not worth me feeling like crud every single day over it. And so I'm just finding different ways to lower my calories. So I switched the brands again and I end up lowering the calories again. I forget what that one ended up being. I want to say it was like around 230 or 240. So at that point, I am almost like half the calories than what I started out with for a daily drink. That's huge. Over the span of every single day times 30 days, that is absolutely huge. Now I've even gone a step further and I have found, which I'm having a hard time finding it in stores, so I think I'm just gonna have to pay a really bad amount on Amazon to get it. So it's an instant coffee that is mocha flavored, and I end up making up some of that, and I put a protein shake in it every single day. So 150 calories, probably another 20 to 30 calories for the coffee portion of it because it's just black coffee at this point. And so I am looking at like 170 to 180 calories for a way bigger amount of mocha, and I'm getting 30 grams of protein through that one drink versus before I was getting, I want to say it was like 6 to 9 grams of protein. So it's healthier for me. It keeps me fuller longer, way less calories. So if I really wanted to have a second one in the afternoon, I also could. So yeah, look into little ways to decrease your calories, get more protein, all this kind of stuff. These are going to be my focuses for July. We have our monthly all set up here, and so I can come and start collecting the data. As soon as I wake up, I use the restroom, all that kind of stuff, and then I have my scale. We have a big walk-in closet and my scale right next to where my clothes are. And so every single day when I walk in there to grab my clothes, I step on the scale right away. I will have a scale linked in my Amazon storefront that I use because it actually has an app on my phone that I don't any longer have to think about what my weight is every day to be able to write it in here. And so literally it stays in my app, it averages it out, and it'll even tell me like over the last 2 weeks, your weight have dropped this much consistently. And it is really, really fun to get those. We have our little goals over here, our key. I feel ready to get like all of this going. I just feel really motivated. I love that it's a new quarter. It is time to go. So let me know down below what your goals and your focuses are. We're going to cheer each other on. Let's make our little fitness community on top of a planner community. And we are going to be moving into this to start setting up our June and July. All right, if you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. We will be going live sometimes also to have discussions about fitness, health, and weight loss. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.